to the new year and the first bar brunch of the new year. I am Jenny as per usual, and thank you all for joining us on this rainy day. We are going to be interviewing actually a company from Brazil. Who do I know in Brazil? They are actually they recently completed Macbeth #6. It's actually part of a project that they've been doing for several years now. It's a whole wonderful thing. We're going to talk to them. Right now, I'm going to make a hash brown thing going on right now, so that is super yummy and fun. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is put just some butter in my pan. I washed my hands before the show. Some butter in my little One-Skillet. It's going to be a One-Skillet meal, which is great. Turn on. You know, those little One-Skillet meals that they usually have for like brownies on Valentine's Day for you to share with your beloved, because apparently having it be one skillet makes it more intimate or something. I don't really know. Yes, Os Satyros. Yes. Thank you to Ricky and Dana for recommending them to me. That's great. All right. Young House Theater Journal actually has a award show coming up. Speaking of Ricky and Dana. That's going to be in February. And if you want to nominate any screen managers, you got to do so by when? I know that the voting is happening on the 16th, but when is the cutoff? Please remind me. Thank you. All right, I'm going to put some potatoes in there. Some big potatoes. Yeah. Gonna get these in here. Ow. You are on your lowest setting and you are still burning my hands. All right. Whatever. There's no real rhyme or reason. Just kind of, I'm not going to use a full potato, obviously, even though a full potato is cut up here, but I don't need a full potato. 10/15, by my birthday, you need to nominate someone or someone's for the voting for the Screen Manager Award, Best Screen Manager, because that is going to be down to audience vote. And I've screen managed a lot of y'all's shows, so how about you nominate this girl? All right. So while that's going, I'm going to season you. I just got some seasoning salt, Spice Classics. Put you in there. And then some pepper, just some pepper. Good amount of pepper. I'm going to put a ton of cheese in here. First, we've got our sharp cheddar. Sharp cheddar, check it and see. All right. Yeah, sharp cheddar. I don't want to overload it with sharp cheddar because I am also putting 2 other cheeses in here. And egg and bacon. So we've got that. We've got, why can't I open you? Are you mad at me, mozzarella? My mozzarella cheese is mad at me and won't let me open it. It's doing a thing. I don't know if any of you have had this, where like the Ziplocky part is separated from the actual bag. So like when you think you're tearing at it, you're actually tearing apart the bag from the Ziplocky part, and then you gotta put it in your own thing. Anyway, mozzarella cheese. Hello. Mozzarella cheese. Have you been used it ever? Okay. I didn't know if I was going to have to open that live on air. Just some Parmesan. Grated Parmesan. Just a couple of half strips of bacon. Just around the edge to make it kind of pretty. Make it kind of pretty. I'm gonna do like a cross motion here. New Year, same Jenny stuff. I have not tested out this recipe ever. All right, so that's doing something. Smells good. And then just 1 egg. I'm using large eggs. You can use whatever you want. You don't have to add the egg part. You can use vegan cheese. You don't have to add the meat. Again, your mouth, your rules. You do what you want for your mouth. Crack it. Put it on there. Let's strip it over the side. I'm just going to break it up a little bit just so I get that yolk over every part. Actually, you know what? New Year, same Jenny. I'm going to have two. Just don't light myself on fire. Ha ha. Yes, I know. I know. I did that one time. It was one time. Stop. For those who are just joining us for the first time ever, yeah, one time I lit myself on fire, kind of. It was fine. We were all fine. The only thing hurt was my pride. All right. So I'm going to put a little cover over top of this so that way it cooks on the top. Thing is, I don't have a cover that fits my little tiny pan, my little tiny skillet. So we're just gonna do that right now. And that seems to be making it worse. All right. How low can I make you before you, hello? Not like worse, but like it was making the flames go up and we were just joking about me setting myself on fire. What I need is like a tight, I either needed to make this in a bigger skillet, which I didn't want to do because it's a personal pan food stuff thing. Trying to get artisanal. I like those people that have like soup of the day, whiskey on their like boards outside because they think they're clever and cute. Everyone does that. We all know. All right, what are you looking like? You're almost cooked on the top. So how's everyone's year going? How's everyone's year going? It's only been like 3 days. We're halfway through the 3rd day. I have so much that I need to do. I need to finish writing a script tonight and send it out to actors. I need to be done filming it by the 13th so that way I can edit it by the 16th. I have another thing that I am collecting videos from that I need to edit and have ready by the 15th, which is my birthday. I got a lot going on. Yeah, they all start copying each other. And it's like, okay, yeah, we had one good idea on that board one time, and then y'all put it on Pinterest, and everyone's like, I'm so cool and edgy by being like, come in, we have whiskey. Yeah, y'all are all like hipster bars. Y'all all have whiskey. We get it. Once this is done, I can actually start like interviewing people, so I would appreciate it if it wasn't just runny egg goop. I'd love it if it wasn't just runny egg goop. I'm not dying on stream today, everyone.
Yeah, don't from the tech side, don't set up the smoke alarm.
Oh God. I'm gonna put the fan on and then yell over it. Our new oven is a lot stronger, better, faster than we ever thought it was going to be. Because it always sets off the smoke alarm no matter what we do, and then it scares our poor little puppy who doesn't like that sound at all. And it has to become a team effort to like who takes care of the dog and then who climbs on the ladder to shut off the smoke alarm because our HelloFresh set off the smoke alarm. Are we almost ready, y'all? Just give me a reason to not kill myself right now. I feel like we're almost there. What do you say? Yes, the $30 hipster brunch with $12 mimosas, and there is a 2-drink minimum. Those places are always insane. Or like the $50 brunch for 2, you get an options of 3 things that you don't like or a burger, and then bottomless mimosas limit 3. Like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Oh my God. You're almost ready. You're cooked on the outside. You're probably going to get burned a little bit underneath. You're not cooking on the top because I don't have an actual lid that covers you. And if I turn you up too high, you start burning the bacon on the end. And again, we have talked about me setting myself on fire a few weeks ago. So, all right. To the 12 of you watching, Please don't judge me too hard. Because if I turn it too low, then y'all don't cook. Here's what let's do. Let's flip you over. Oh, you would be like a pretty little flower. You'd be a pretty little flower. That way I can turn up the heat a little bit more. And because every time I turn up the heat, I see the bacon start to get set on fire. And I'm like, nope, we're not doing that. Please just cook so I can eat and interview my people. Please. I'm begging you. I'm so hungry. Usually on bar brunch days, I don't have time to eat beforehand. So on the cocktail days, it's especially bad. But I just genuinely don't have time. We are walking our dog, and we are also doing so much setup that I could cry. We've already for the new year pared down the amount of setup that we are doing, just so we don't lose our minds, because there's a lot of stuff that we were doing that while it was cute, it was not necessary. So we're just not going to. For those who are only here for like the end credits or whatever, sorry y'all, but that's not what we're doing anymore. I feel like you're almost good. You just have that one gross goo pocket. How pissed would y'all be if I tried to put this in the microwave? Probably pretty pissed. Let's not do this. I am begging the food again. This is only supposed to take 10 minutes, and we're already at almost 12 minutes. My poor guests are probably watching like, what did we get ourselves in? Did y'all see that? The spark of egg that just flew across my life. It's popping. It's popping. It is really popping. If I put you on like super high heat, will you actually do something? You will almost set yourself on fire. All right. Chris, how bad is it to eat runny egg?
You probably won't die.
Probably won't die.
The uncooked bacon will get you first. The bacon cooked?
Pretty cooked.
All right.
It's like cooked-ish. It's like a little raw, but like. I'm just being impatient right now is what's happening. But here's what our girl looks like. How's that looking, Chris?
Looks pretty definitely, but I think you'll survive.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Looks good, and that's what we care about. All right, so I'm gonna set this up over at my eating station. While I'm doing that, please enjoy this little preview of the guests that we'll be talking to today. You are gonna kill me, aren't you?
Oh, maybe I should give you a tarot reading then, David.
Coisa sem nome.
Fala!
Pergunta. Responderemos.
Long time. I hope you're well. Is that husband of yours looking after you?
Fear not till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane.
managed to make it from there to here real fast. Please welcome Macbeth number 6, Os Satyros! Yay!
Hi, hello.
Hi, friend. I love a full show. How's everyone doing? So please, if we could take a round, I'm hearing a little bit. Oh my. You know what? I know you want to round foot. It's fine. I love it. Please, if we could go around clockwise and tell the audience who you are and how you're ready to get projects, that would be amazing.
Okay. I don't listen very well. I don't hear you very well. I don't know what's going on, but I can say that we are Os Satyros theater company, me, Adriana, and then we work with Megan in a project in the United States, where the Art of Facing Fear, and then we had a contact with CIPA and the Royal Conservatoire from Birmingham with Stephen Sims. And maybe they can speak a little bit about their project on Macbeth and how it was developed until the moment we arrived.
Sure. But I would love everyone to go around and tell the audience who they are and how they're related to the project. Yeah.
That's it. So that's it.
Hello, I'll speak. Can you hear me? I've got a bit of stutter on the audio, but I'm Stephen Sims, and I played Macbeth in the Macbeth project, and I am also the head of acting at Royal Birmingham Conservatoire here in England.
Amazing. Love that. We have royalty here on the show. Who's next?
Well, I guess I'll go. My name is Megan Skyhale. I'm an actor in the States. I live in Portland, Oregon, and I actually came onto the project quite late to represent part of Lady Macbeth. In the show, there were 3 of us, and I came on to sort of represent a part which was actually particularly American in its concept that had been in the original version. And yeah, that's me.
Wonderful.
Okay, I will go now. Can you hear me? Yeah, so I am Maria. I'm also working at Royal Birmingham Conservatoire in the Center for Interdisciplinary Performing Arts. And I've been working on the project from the beginning, 2017, I think. And I've been working more on the design part of it, looking into the visuals and how to work on it from the point of view of the space.
Okay, I am Adriana Vaz. I work as an art director with Satyros in São Paulo.
Wonderful. We have people from all over the place with us right now. That's wonderful. Please tell me, anyone can answer it, how you all got involved with this one particular project.
Wow, I'll start. It's something that I've been working on with Maria and our director for some time now, a couple of years, and it's had a strange background. It's had all sorts of different versions. We're using the story of Macbeth as the starting point, the images in Macbeth, to explore any ideas which come to us, really, and it's taken on various forms. It's been a one-person show. It's been a installation. It's been 2 installations actually. It's taken on a whole different way of performing it. And we'd always wanted to be involved with a professional theatre company, and we'd always admired Os Satyros for the approach that Rodolfo has. And we wanted to actually go to Brazil and work live, but with COVID-19, it became impossible. And so we ended up working online because Rodolfo's theatre company, Os Satyros, had been doing such incredible things with new Zoom and online broadcasting, and it opened up a whole new thing. So that's how we came together.
Amazing. Also, Os Satyros, not as I've been saying, Os Satyros, because I'm a dumb white lady. If I say something stupid, please just correct me. I will not be offended. But
It's
yay,
okay.
the silver linings of the pandemic, bringing people together. Oh my gosh. That's a wonderful, wonderful time. Now, you said there's been multiple different productions of Macbeth in your world. How did this one become what it is and become such a wonderful thing? Such a thing that the reviewers actually sent y'all to me saying, like, you guys need to be on this show. How did that happen?
I think Rodolfo should answer that, really.
Oh my God. I mean, we since the beginning of the pandemic, we said, what are we supposed to do? We have no option to perform in physical spaces. So we are theater people, and we were like, what can we do? And as theater artists, so we developed we started researching Zoom, and then during the Zoom research, we noticed that there are lots of elements in digital theater that are very similar to physical traditional theater. So we started performing The Art of Facing Fear and a monologue called All the Dreams of the World. And the response from the audience was wonderful. The people said, this is great. It's very exciting to work, to see a work like this. So we started, like, the pandemic in Brazil started in end of February. In mid-March, we had the quarantine, and then we started performing this monologue, and then the Art of Facing Fear. So we developed research, and then we had this, like, long time will to work with the Royal Conservatoire of Birmingham, and but we were supposed to do it live, and then they said they were researching video art and video possibilities, and we were researching digital theater. So when we met, it was like a match, like they brought what they were researching, and we brought what we were researching, and it was just wonderful to see how we could complement each other, and it was a very exciting experience, I think. I mean, we are in the southern hemisphere, they are in Europe, you are in United States, and we are having a talk, and we are discussing about art and possibilities for theater. So this is great.
One thing that I have loved about the ingenuity of theater people during this entire horrible situation is that everyone found a way to make it a little better. Like, yes, we can't all see each other in person, but we can act with people that we've never met in person, that we might not ever meet in person, all of that wonderful stuff. So I love seeing groups coming together from all over the place. That being said, and everyone can answer this too as well, obviously there were some hurdles that everyone had to jump across to make this happen. What were some that you guys?
I would love to say something because I came in so late. It was very interesting. Just to give a little bit of backstory, the part which I did had been developed by Steven and the director previously for the live show, but had not been explored for this show. And I actually came on for the digital festival version very late, about a week before they actually went up. And so it was so interesting to both have the opportunity to join a company so late and people who I never would get to work with because we're so far away from each other, but also the hurdle of both that and, I'll admit, the time zones. It's 10 in the morning here for me right now, and that was about the times that we would rehearse. And so I was dropping in on these rehearsals with people I'd never met, and then showing up at 10 in the morning, which I will tell you, for an actor, 10 in the morning is like 6 in the morning. It's so early for us. So that was the perspective I had. It, again, kind of unique because I wasn't on this 3-year development process. I wasn't even on the 2 or 3 month development that the rest of the digital cast had. So it was a little bit of a unique situation.
Okay, yeah, I mean, honestly, time zones, even for me doing this show, is insane. Side note for the viewers at home, there has been one pre-recorded interview during this entire time of this show. See if you can find it, because we did a good job integrating it into the show and hiding the fact that it was not live at all, and the rest of the elements around it were. But if you can find it, I don't know what you win, but I'll send you something. Is there anyone else who had any hurdles that either you weren't expecting or you weren't expecting to be so hard, something, anything?
Well, yes.
Steven can speak about that, yeah?
Well, yes, I can. The time thing was really tricky. I was also kind of working all day, so the rehearsals tended to be in the evening for me, and I was working on another production at the same time, completely different, which was The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde, which I was directing. So I had a strange world, and my house became completely turned into a film studio, really. So the challenge was trying to live in a film studio, because we were using all kinds of backdrops, green screens. My house was full of props. There were machine guns, wigs, costume changes, and it kind of completely turned my life upside down. At that time, I couldn't find anything, and I have a small dog and a cat who found the whole experience very interesting, and they normally go crazy if anything disturbs their life. And every time we rehearsed this, my dog just sat underneath the kind of this tower that I'd made with all the equipment on it, the microphones and everything, and just was quiet as could be. It was extraordinary, really. They took it in their stride, but that was definitely a challenge, sort of having to turn your home into a recording studio, well, into a film studio, really. There were lights, all sorts of things. It was absolutely mad, but I loved it.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that. Every Sunday, my entire house gets completely redone into a workable film studio.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
And the language was interesting because Rodolfo, speaks beautiful English, and many of the cast spoke English, but other people didn't. I don't speak a word of Portuguese, and we set ourselves challenges. We played scenes, in which I tried to speak Portuguese, and the other actors would speak English, and that wasn't their first languages. There were scenes in Portuguese and English at the same time, and they were really interesting to work on and develop, because you had to listen very carefully. If you're working with someone and they're speaking a language, even if you know it a little bit well, when they're really performing at speed, you've really got to be on your toes to make sure that you kind of are understanding the emotional quality, and also, simple things like knowing where your cue is when you're going to speak. So that was fascinating for me. I find Portuguese very difficult. I'm such great admirers all the Portuguese people speaking such great English. They were so kind.
But there is something very special about these new possibilities for theater makers, which is this new space, which is the screen, but also your own home, your own privacy, and how the art direction can help to change it, to transform it into something aesthetic. So this is so beautiful also. How Adriana, Maria, they developed their work with Stephen. Everything was devised with Megan. So, and with Sasha, who was also co-directing the project. And we were devising all the time, and the scenes came so fluidly through a technological device. So we have to think that technology was made by mankind, and theater always used technology. Why wouldn't we use it now? I mean, it would be natural, to organic to theater to go into the technological possibilities of the world nowadays and overcome the pandemic in some way. So I think the Macbeth project, it showed how much we can develop together and how further we can go, and this is fantastic. And also using, for example, the talent of Stephen, as an actor. He was doing amazing things as a theater actor on a screen, and this is beautiful. I think this is so wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. When we finished, we were like, oh my God, this is possible. We can do so much. And I think this can empower people also to discover new possibilities.
Yes, amazing. I love that. I am going to ask something that it's unrelated to the show, but it's something I ask every guest, and I would love to hear this from every single person on our call right now. But we all have our theater horror stories. We all have something that has happened to us that we all tell during our first rehearsals as a bonding process or during our cast parties. One of mine that I have told on this show quite a few times was during a production Midsummer Night's Dream. It was supposed to be an outdoor production. It got rained out, all the performances except for the final night. So we had been performing it inside of a church every single time. Our final night, we had never even rehearsed it outside because it had been literally pouring rain. It was also the same weekend that Pokemon Go actually started, so my actors were just wandering off everywhere trying to find Pokemon in this park. But I was playing Titania, and I was asleep in I was asleep in the park area throughout a good chunk of the show, as she is. We had been warned there were spiders in the area. We just weren't told how big and how many. So while I was asleep on this stage with all of these other actors and this scenery happening, spiders were crawling in my face, getting stuck in my wig, just everywhere. And I had to try and find a way to get them off of me without fully distracting from the rest of the scene. So that's one of mine that I have told many a time. I'm sure the people who have watched this show since the beginning could tell that story as well, but it's a nightmare. Please, if you have any of your own, feel free to share. We are here in a safe space.
I have one from doing Macbeth, which was great fun. In this production, the Macbeth project, one of the ways to control the screen when you are working on it is with a Wi-Fi mouse, and you can use that, so you can be away from the screen performing, but you can be using a Wi-Fi mouse. And there was a point towards the end where I wasn't wearing much clothes in this production, and I was away from the screen, and I needed to be able to operate the screen. So I had a Wi-Fi mouse, which I was working on the inside of my thigh so that people couldn't see it. And I kind of wondered, I hoped it didn't look like anything peculiar as I kind of moved my hand around.
You were really enjoying the show.
Yeah. And also, I kept thinking, where has that Wi-Fi mouse gone? Because I could never find it.
Oh
I've
dear.
also experienced creepy crawlies like you did. I was working with the Royal Shakespeare Company once, and the set was a floor of kind of mulch and dirt and earth, and you would die, because people die a lot in Shakespeare plays, and be lying on this earth only to find, some horrible earwig crawling up your nose, and you're meant to be dead, and you're trying not to do that. So I think those kind of things happen all the time, don't they?
Oh, Stephen, I can't do earwigs. That's
I know.
they're the worst.
I know what we do for art. It's horrible.
Genny, how do you feel about me inverting that and saying the most delightful, bizarre thing that has ever happened? Okay, so I too, you made me think of this because I was playing Titania and I was asleep on the stage in like an aerial sling. So you can't see my face or anything, but like I kind of have to like hold myself there, and you can't move at all. Every movement shows. And the moment where Lysander wakes up and sees Helena, so our actor who's playing Lysander wakes up and looks over, and I just hear from the audience someone go, "Oh shit." And they didn't know. Like, I don't know if they had never seen Midsummer before, but they just had this visceral reaction to the fact of what was about to happen. And I'm like trying desperately not to laugh, and my whole little cocoon is like starting to shake on the stage in the middle of the stage, and I'm like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. And it was both really awful because you're like trying not to move, but also really heartening because how often do you get to see someone respond to Shakespeare that way, or this story that people have seen over and over? I wasn't sure if I could say that word on the air, so I'm like, do I just mouth it? But
you're fine. You're fine. Do what you got to do. Anyone else? Any story from any show you've been in? It doesn't have to be this specific one that we were talking about today.
Well, I'll tell a story about. It's about the art of facing fear. We have many stories because we were in a run for 6-8 months, and to be in a run in digital theater, it has lots of problems. So, for example, there was like a heavy rain, a tropical rain, near around the house of one of the actors, and he had no energy anymore, so he couldn't play his part. And we have like a backstage group, which is in WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not very popular in the States, but it's very popular in Brazil. We use WhatsApp a lot. And we were talking in the WhatsApp group, what should we do? Because the actor was not there anymore because he couldn't connect. He had no connection. He had no electricity. So we had to improvise his scene. And all the scenes he took part until the end of the show. And it's like, traditional theater, you have to find a way out of this problem, even in digital theater you have the same. Yeah.
The thing about digital theater is that it's so like, it is like real theater. We all talked about how nervous we felt beforehand. We were all terrified. We were scared to death. And there's an audience there because they can react. You can see things happening, and that's the great thing that I think about the digital theater, is that it has some of that real danger that live theater has, because, like Rodolfo said, things can go wrong, and you have to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, because generally when more from my point of view, which is talking about the space and the different visuals that you create during the play. When we were working on previous and also in other projects, but also in this Macbeth, everything was sort of under control because there were physical things. On this, the whole process changed. Things like costumes. I remember ordering things online and getting them sent to Stephen's house. Just trying things without really having seen them, and also. When we are on Zoom, I had this thing. I generally now with this situation, I teach online. So many times microphones are on when they shouldn't be on, cameras are on when they shouldn't be on and they should be off. So I was completely panicking about those things. And actually we had, I think during the show, some funny situations where, cameras just come in. And, it's what Rodolfo was saying, that it's risky in that sense. It's a different type of risk from theater when we do it face to face, but it's also I guess that it's exciting as well in that sense, and in the end it all works out. But there is those sorts of things that I think that they are just unique from digital theater.
Oh, for sure. It's the
just
same. Oh, go ahead.
No, you just reminded me that when we were performing Macbeth, obviously some of the audience were coming in late, and they were they were suddenly appearing and then disappearing on screen. And there was a point at which just before the witches appear, and I think I'm saying something like, what are these what are these people wild with appearance? And this woman appeared right on cue, as if she was a witch. And I thought, that woman's very familiar. And it was a niece of mine in England, a grown-up niece. And I was watching it back, and you see me start to laugh because and she had no idea she was there. I thought I'd die. It was like being on stage and a member of your family just walking on from the wings and going, oh, I seem to have taken the wrong turn. It was just
yeah,
I don't think I told you that. Yeah, my niece.
Oh my! Oh wow! That does kind of remind me. After every single time I do bar brunch after the show, my family joins after the show is over, so we can have a little video chat because I clearly have the time for it. But I'm always worried someday that just to be ready, they're gonna join extra early, and then we're accidentally gonna bring them on screen. They're gonna be like, I don't know what we're doing. Okay, I guess this is just what we're doing now. All right. I'm gonna have my aunt in New Jersey being like, well, I don't know anything about this project, but let me tell you, I think I'm gonna enjoy it, and then just be part of the panel throughout the entire show. That is one of my biggest fears, because I'm accidentally gonna force my family into the show. Is there anything else that you would like the audience watching at home to know about this project?
Well, I think one interesting thing about this is that you also learn a lot about traditional theater, playing digital theater, because you see the possibilities that you can have also for traditional theater. We don't know when the pandemic will really finish. Nobody knows. I mean, nobody's Nostradamus here. But meanwhile, during this period, I think we will have time to think about the possibilities for the future of theater, traditional theater also, because, for example, many rehearsals they can be made online. I mean, many discussions can be made online. So in São Paulo, for example, some actors they have to spend 2 hours to arrive in a rehearsal room in traditional theater. But sometimes it's not necessary. We can have a discussion. We can discuss what we are doing online, and then we play live. So and other possibilities also for research, for investigation. So I think we have to take this into account for the future. There will be new ways of rehearsing, researching theater for the future, which will be very welcome. And also, it's extremely accessible, you know, because, for example, we performed for people who were in the Amazon region through digital theater. And these people would never see a performance, and they were in the Amazon region and they could see a digital performance. So digital theater is also very democratic, and I think it's a possibility for education and for entertainment for the future, new possibilities for theater, and also for them to perform digital theater. So some native people from the Amazon region, they can, if they have access to internet, they can perform and they can show their work to Brazil, São Paulo audience, or to New York audience, anywhere in the world. So we are preparing now a worldwide production of The Art of Facing Fear with an Indian company that we won a prize in on awards in this festival in India, and we are preparing a new version of this production with actors from all different continents, and they are going to work together. People from India, America, United States, England, South Africa, Brazil, Chile, and we are working together. We are going to be working together, and very, very easy way. You know, it's not impossible. So this is, I mean, these are some possibilities and perspectives for the future, I think.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you all for coming on the show. Also, is there anything that anyone else has coming up that they would like to plug? We're all here. We're all on the internet. Is there anything that anyone would like to give a shout out to that they also have coming up, possibly related or not related to what's going on right now?
Well, there's some amazing things that Os Satyros, that Rodolfo and the theatre company are doing, and they're available across the world. And I think they need everybody to tune in and find out what all the new stuff is there. Especially this new version of The Art of Facing Fear sounds fantastic.
I love it. Yes, amazing. Yeah, I think we've been running the link tree in the bottom, and I believe that was posted in a comment, right? Yay, great. So that is a clickable link that everyone can get to, the link tree, the website, all of that fun stuff. So everyone watching at home, please check those out so that way you can actually keep in touch with what's actually going to be happening, all of that fun stuff. Anyone else, any final comments about the show, about what people should watch, about what people should look forward to, anything?
Yeah, I am very thankful to the Royal Conservatoire of Birmingham, Sasha, Stephen, Maria, also Megan from the United States, who joined us. So you know, and Adriana in Brazil. So I'm very happy to have to be together with all these artists, building new connections and new possibilities for the future of art, and even for the struggle of all artists during this pandemic. I mean, it's a very difficult time for all of us, for mankind in general, you know. And what we did, it's so powerful, so strong. We did together, you know. So I am very thankful to have you all in this time together.
Yeah, I would just like to add as well that, from the beginning of the project, we were always thinking of collaborating with Os Satyros, but we didn't know when that was going to happen because obviously, you know, we are in the UK, they're in Brazil, so we were looking into different possibilities. But the fact that this happened made us be much more closer because it doesn't matter now where we are. we can still be here and be working with them at different time, different places. So in that sense, it's been like a gift. And also in terms of, being working together, I think that for all the people involved in the project, it has been a really, really good experience and a different way, of dealing also with this situation, which is quite hard for everyone.
I'm working all the time with young people at Royal Birmingham Conservatoire, and I think especially in these really difficult times for people in the performing arts, it's great to feel that they can still have their work seen, and maybe going forward they might not need all those gatekeepers that they've had to use in the past. It's what Rodolfo said about the democracy of the internet. It means that they can learn from this and make their own work. A lot of the work that we're having to do at the moment can't meet a live audience. It has to be online. So I start rehearsing a version of The Bride of Frankenstein in a few weeks' time, and that'll be online in 5 or 6 weeks. So if anybody wants to see that, they can go to the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire website and check that out in about 5 weeks' time. But it will be full of things, I'm sure, that I've learned from this production about how we connect with people across the world, through the internet and through our art, which I think is very optimistic for young people at the moment, when so much of their lives have been closed off and their opportunities have been closed off, and it excites me.
Stephen, I think we all, I'm not a young person. And even that, like, my theater company is an immersive company, and we did our first show digitally as well this year. And just the idea that we're so tiny, and like being able to reach a broader audience, like you say, it just is so hopeful for, I think, even us that aren't as young, to be able to see that there's this way in which we can reach people that want to see what we're doing is really heartening.
Yeah.
Well, yay! Everyone, thank you so much for coming on the show. This was a wonderful way to kick off Bar Brunch for the new year. I really appreciate you all being here. And everyone at home, please check out the links that we've been posting. Check out the links that we've been running underneath, all of that wonderful stuff. Thank you all for being on the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you. My little dog says hello to everybody. Hello.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
y'all. Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Everyone, yay! Again, that was so great. Thank you all so much for being on. Thank you to everyone at home for watching. There was a ton of you, and I'm so appreciative that there were so many people tuning in for the first show of the new year. I am so happy that I didn't lose my audience as 2021 started. That was wonderful. Next week, remember earlier when I said I need to finish writing a script? Well, next week we're gonna have that show on the program, so I really need to finish writing that script. Because next weekend is not next week. Next weekend is the weekend before my birthday weekend. So next week we are going to have a Midsummer Night's stream on the program. It is a sequel to I'm Your Hamlet. Same cast, same all of that stuff. It is a continuation of the story. For those of you who have seen I'm Your Hamlet, the show is a production of Hamlet trying to happen on Zoom. Kind of fails catastrophically. In that show, there were some saboteurs in it who were desperately trying to make it not go off for their production of A Midsummer Night's Dream to poach those actors. This show is now that show with those actors poached and everyone trying to make that work. So that's going to be fun. That is on January 16th, the performance for that. I also have on my birthday my Mind show, and my solo show is Full of Woe is going to be on January 17th. We're going to be talking a little bit about all of those on January 10th, but the main thing we're going to be talking about is A Midsummer Night's Dream. Also, if all of the shows are free that we are doing my birthday weekend, but if you would like to donate anything in order to get a ticket link, please check out the link tree. There you have the donations to Sour Grapes Productions. That fundraiser is running through the 17th, so you can donate anytime. And yeah, you can donate any amount. A good amount of that money is going to be split amongst the actors in our company. So the show you are paying to watch, the actors will get that money, or some of that money, evenly divided amongst the like 12 actors we have in our company. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to Os Satyros for coming on the show, talking with me, all of that stuff. I love you all. Thank you so much. And everyone wear a mask, please. Everyone wear a mask, please. Have a good day. Poppy, where you at? Poppy, baby.